Good afternoon, guys. So, first of all, I want to apologize for not getting a video out to you guys yesterday. I came in from church yesterday afternoon and I was really just too exhausted to be dealing with the computer and all those things. And I wanted to get some rest before the Sunday night game came on. So, anyway, we're back today. We're going to start up Genesis 49, which I'm going to go through the majority of it in this video. So, here we go. And again, this is NLT. Genesis 49, Jacob's last words to his sons. Verse 1 says this: Then Jacob called together all his sons and said, Gather around me, and I will tell you what will happen to each of you in the days to come. Come and listen, you sons of Jacob. Listen to Israel, your father. Reuben, you are my firstborn, my strength, the child of my vigorous youth. You are first in rank and first in power, but you are as unruly as a flood, and you will be first no longer. For you went to bed with my wife. You defiled my marriage. Couch. Simeon and Levi are two of a kind. Their weapons are instruments of violence. May I never join in their meetings. May I never be a party to their plans. For in their anger they murdered men, and they crippled ox just for sport. A curse on their anger, for it is fierce. A curse on their wrath, for it is cruel. I will scatter them among the descendants of Jacob. I will disperse them throughout Israel. Judah, your brothers will praise you. You will grasp your enemies by the neck. All your relatives will bow before you. Judah, my son, is a young lion that has finished eating its prey. Like a lion, he crouches and lies down. Like a lioness who dares to rouse him. The scepter will not part from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from his descendants, until the coming of the one whom it belongs. The one to whom it belongs, The one whom all nations will honor. He ties his vow to a grapevine. The colt of his donkey to a choice vine. He washes his clothes in wine, his robes in blood of grapes. His eyes are darker than wine, and and his teeth are whiter than milk. Zebulun will settle by the seashore, and will be a harbor for ships. His borders will extend to Sidon. Issachar is a sturdy donkey, resting between two saddle packs. When he sees how good the countryside is and how pleasant the land, he will bend his shoulder to the load and submit himself to hard labor. Dan will govern his people like any other tribe in Israel. Dan will be a snake beside the road, a poisonous viper along the path that bites the horse's hooves so its rider is thrown off. I trust in you for salvation, O Lord. Gad will be attacked by marauding bands, but he will attack them when they retreat. Asher will dine on rich food and produce food fit for kings. Naphtali is a doe set free that bears beautiful fawns. Joseph is the foal of a wild donkey. The foal of a wild donkey at the spring. One of the wild donkeys on the ridge. Archers attacked him savagely. They shot at him and harassed him, but his bow remains taut, and his arms were strengthened by the hands of the mighty one of Jacob. By the shepherd, the rock of Israel, may the God of your father help you. May the Almighty bless you with the blessings of heaven above and blessings of the watery depths below, and blessings of the breast and womb. May my fatherly blessings on you surpass the blessings of my ancestors, reaching the height of the internal hills. May these blessings rest on the head of Joseph, who was a prince among his brothers. Benjamin is a ravenous wolf, devouring his enemies in the morning and dividing his plunder in the evening. These are the 12 tribes of Israel, and this is what their father said as he told his sons goodbye. He blessed each one with an appropriate message. Okay, so sorry guys, that was Genesis 49, 1 through 28. So we're going to finish out Genesis 49 tomorrow, which will be 29 through 33, where it talks about Jacob's death and burial. I want to talk about kind of. I know that might have been a little confusing. Reading it today was a little confusing for me. So I want to talk about kind of, I guess, what I think everything meant. Obviously, we see that this is the last message that Jacob has for his 12 sons. And he kind of tells them, what the rest of their lives will bring. And so, I think this is kind of God using Jacob in his last moments to let his sons know that they're going to be okay, and each one has a destiny. Because I feel like when you have a parent that passes away, especially one that you're as close to as Jacob's sons seem to be with him, particularly Joseph and Benjamin, as they were, his two favorites. And the fact that Joseph didn't see his father for a number of years, I feel like when you have things like that going on, you lose a parent that you're close with, you can be a little lost for a while. I know I was when it happened to me. I'm not gonna really get into all of that, but it happened to me and I was lost for a little while. Once it did happen. However, I think this last bit of prophesying that Jacob does here is just kind of reassuring his sons that God, even though Jacob is leaving the earth and going to his eternal home, that God still has a plan for them and still has a purpose, and that in losing Jacob physically, they will not lose their purpose. And so I think it's important to remember, you might have maybe a family member or a friend that you were close with, and that maybe you took care of them in their old age, and for you felt like taking care of that family member, whether it's a parent, whether it's an older sibling, an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, whoever that is. You may have felt like taking care of them, and what's your purpose in that time that they needed you? That very much well could have been your purpose, but remember that once our family members pass on to heaven, we're still here, and so our purpose may change, but the fact that we have a purpose doesn't change. And I think that's kind of what chapter 49 verses 1 through 28 reminds us, is that when you lose a loved one, you can be sad and lost for a little bit, But God doesn't want you to remain in that lost state, because He knows that you have a purpose, and He wants you to know that you have a purpose beyond taking care of that family member that has passed on. And also remember that, like, your loved one that passed on, they wouldn't want you to remain in that dark, shadowed place. They want you to continue to live your life, continue to prosper, even though they may be gone. So I think that's kind of what that shows us today. And, I hope that, if there's someone that needs to hear that today, just remember that you may have a loved one that's passed on, but you still have a purpose. There's a reason you're still here. Go out and find that purpose if you don't already know what it is. So that's kind of where I'm going to end today. And we'll pick up tomorrow, verse 29 through 33, where it's going to talk about the death and burial of Jacob. And I am going to get a video out to you guys tomorrow. Just bear with me a little bit. These last couple of videos, I still gotta do the editing and all that, so it's gonna. I'll probably be able to get this out to you, like, posted later today, if not today, tomorrow. It will be posted, so be on the lookout for it. Anyway, that's it for today, guys, and I'll talk to you later. Frank signing out. Thanks.